the question of no money is always a misunderstood concept, because money has to come from somewhere, right? The idea is it doesn't need to come from you if you don't have it. But there's three things that you can contribute: either money, credit, or time.
All right. Leadership Nation, so glad to have you. We are on a journey to bring together men and women who believe in taking action in their life in the areas of finance, family, and fitness. And this is the Leadership to Wealth podcast, and I'm your host, Neil D'Souza. And we've figured out our AV troubles. It's possible. We've got it done. And we've got a great show for you guys today. I really want to be able to introduce some great people to you, and we're going to try to figure out the chat so that you're going to be able to communicate with us and ask questions, and we're going to be able to connect back with you and get those questions answered on our live show today. Let me start in and bring in our guests. Here we have our guest today. On our one side, we have multimillionaire Alfonso Cuadra, real estate investor guru.
Sí, señor.
Great to have you. And on the other hand, we have Dondre Homer, the man behind 5 Nuggets. Say hello, Dondre.
Hello, everyone. How are everyone doing?
Great to have both of you guys on. Guys, we're gonna talk about a number of things, and I really want to start off by talking about what we're doing here tonight and the whole point of this live interview and all the bumps in the road that we're going through right now. That what we're doing is, here at Leadership to Wealth, we're always talking about these areas of finance, family, and fitness. And I want to introduce to you guys tonight Dondre Homer, because Dondre is really the man behind a special nonprofit. And the nonprofit is called 5 Nuggets. And he's going to tell you a little bit more about what they do. But as a young man, he is really doing some great things in the community and really helping out. And I really believe that each one of us needs to get behind men like Dondre. And Alfonso is really going to be backing us up, and he's going to talk about it as well. And before we get into that, let's get to Dondre, and let's start that out. Dondre, you
Yes,
there?
Sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So come on, we got to start off. And before we get into hearing all the real estate questions and stuff from Alfonso, we want to know a little bit more about 5 Nuggets. First of all, tell us about 5 Nuggets and what it is that you guys do there.
Well, at 5 Nuggets, what we do is we provide free tutoring for underprivileged children and youth. What we do is we connect with other companies or organizations who may see the need for tutoring, and what we do is assist by providing tutors to help them with their homework club, and also just helping parents who are unable to afford tutoring for their child, and we provide the proper education for them to advance their education. So essentially, that's what we do.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So
Yes,
tell me a little bit about how did you come about with starting up 5 Nuggets? What got you to start that up?
Originally, it started off as a children's book dedicated to my son. And that book is called 5 Nuggets. And essentially what I wanted to do was just teach my son 5 essential character traits that I feel is needed for him to advance, right? And I'm a very big person on be a product of your own service. I'm unable to teach someone something if I haven't done it, right? So what I did was put myself into the process of 5 Nuggets, where I went ahead and wrote a children's book just to, inspire my son that whatever he puts his mind to, he can do whatever his heart desires, right? And from there, almost a year later, I turned the organization to a nonprofit organization where, again, we provide tutoring and education for children in our community.
Nice. So really, this all started out because you were writing a book.
Yes.
To your son.
Yes.
And so what really got that started? What made you think that you wanted to write a book to your son?
Well, because it's self-reflection. I looked at myself and I said, I saw areas in my life where I lacked,
Yeah.
and I did not want that for my son. So the whole purpose was, okay, how can I make my son be better? And from there, with that self-reflection, I decided to write a book to make sure, again, I'm able to instill in him 5 nuggets: perseverance, persistence, patience, contentment, and faith, where I believe if you put these nuggets together, you can accomplish whatever you put your mind to. And so me going ahead with the book is something that I'm very proud of, because now my son has something that he can look at me and say, hey, you done it. You put your mind to something. Now I can do that too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, we're gonna have more questions for you as the night goes on, but let's turn over to our friend Mr. Cuadra. Alfonso, you're joining
Sí,
us.
señor.
You're joining us from faraway land. Where are you right now?
I am in my office in Ottawa. Ottawa, they call it. Ottawa.
You're in the nation's capital.
Yeah, the nation's capital. The COVID capital of Canada.
Oh my goodness. Well, you don't have COVID, do you?
No, I'm good. I'm good to go. I'm drinking my water. You did talk about the fitness, and it was interesting. Are you bringing the fitness today, or what's going on?
Listen, I'm 20 pounds down.
Good.
Come on.
Good. You're looking sexy.
They called me the Beast. What could I say?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
good to be here. Good to be here. Bit of a rough start with the technical difficulties, but you handled it like a champ, like a true Joe Rogan-esque type of champ, right? So I love being here. I love hanging out with you. We've done several different interviews in the past, and every time I come by, it's a good time.
Thank you. Well, I can take one on the chin, but I'll get back up. So here we are. Let's do it. Okay, so Alfonso, tell me a little bit about, because it's interesting for us tonight. We're doing this interview, and it's interesting for us tonight to ask you about your background and then how you've gotten involved in this initiative and why you're throwing your support behind 5 Nuggets. So give us a little bit about your background to start off.
Yeah, so I'll give you the cliff notes. Refugee from El Salvador, war-torn El Salvador, actually in two wars. El Salvador, we left El Salvador to another country, Nicaragua, which another war broke out, and had trouble integrating into school when I came to Canada back in 1986, just to age myself a little bit. But I had a lot of questions as a young man, especially coming from a developing country. And, something that I did not get at home was financial literacy, but financial education.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I might have been 10 years old. I asked my teacher, what's a mortgage? And the answer I got was, a mortgage is something you get when you're older. And even at 10 years old, I knew that answer was not acceptable. And so I knew I was on my own, and eventually got really frustrated, ended up dropping out of high school, ended up, leaving home as well at 15, ended up homeless on the streets, no answers, no one to help me. I had a lot of questions, a lot of blame, and I had a life-changing moment at 17 when I became a father, and it was a game changer. And that led me to, look back at myself and take responsibility over myself. And as a result, I started a business at 17 years old. By the time I was 21, that business was across Canada. Realized really quickly how vulnerable you are in business. Again, no financial literacy. And I almost lost everything as a result of a contraction in the marketplace. And I knew I never wanted to be there again. And so I created a secondary stream, which was real estate. And I wanted to build that real estate to be Armageddon proof. And as a result, my business, every time we hit a recession or a market correction, my business is bigger and bigger. And as a result, since then, I've built a portfolio all across Canada, millions and millions of dollars of real estate, and I became free, financially free. But do we want to sit on a beach all day long? It's fun, but not for too long, because there's no fulfillment in that. And so a very long time ago, I said, asked a very important question, like, what can I do? I've been blessed with so much in my life. What can I do? Because the most important part of my life is what we leave behind, the legacy, right? And for me, I saw that there was a lot of people giving food, money, all kinds of funding for many different organizations, which were all great. And so the hole that I saw in the marketplace, no one was bringing the mindset, and that's the contribution. That's when we started the Cuadra Youth Foundation, and we've been giving mindset. We want to teach people how to fish. We're living in a time where we're going to be headed into uncertain times. The landscape is very different. People are going to be very individualized. They're working from home. People are going to school from home, and as a result, a lot of people are going to be left behind if they don't have entrepreneurship skills, public speaking skills, marketing skills, personal development, and most importantly, financial literacy. And I believe I have a real shot with young people. And if out of all my work, only a handful really happen to take the information and do something with their lives, well, that's more important to me than all of the buildings that I'm buying and all that stuff, because that's not what I want to be remembered for. I want to be remembered for all the people that I've helped. And so as a result, Neil put me in contact with Dondre from Five Nuggets, and I believe in the mission and what the school initiative and everything that Dondre is doing is in complete alignment with what we're doing in the Cuadra Youth Foundation. And that's what made it all happen. That's why we're raising funds for this initiative for the end of the month. And all thanks to you, Neil, putting us together.
You're on mute.
Who's on mute? Oh,
all right. Thank
okay.
you so much. That's awesome. It's great. So obviously, having so many things, in your past leading you forward. And now we've got Dondre here, and we're going to be helping to raise, and for anyone watching, you're going to be able to go to the GoFundMe page, and we're going to have that link for you to be able to do that. But
it's in the comments. It's in the comments.
Is it there already? All right.
I think I saw it there.
Okay, awesome. There you go.
If not, the people that are watching this, they really should, go to that link. The initiative is really something that I'm on board with. I know Neil's on board with. Tutoring hours, RESP contribution for a low-income family, and and a scholarship, all for very small donation that anybody can make and be a part of changing someone's life. Maybe Dondre wanted to talk more about it.
Well, yeah. Like I said earlier, I partnered with a lot of organizations who identify, low income or, people who may need some assistance. So, for example, I'll be working with the Rexdale Youth Mentorship, providing tutors for their homework club, as well as the Durham Black Student Network, where I'll be also, again, helping with their homework club. And again, there's a lot of families that are now seeing what we're doing with nonprofit organization and providing education. And there's a lot of uncertainty, especially when, parents don't want to send their kids to school, but they still need to learn, and then there's some people who may not be able to afford. And that's where, we come in as an organization, providing, assistance. So with this donation, we're able to help, families get free tutoring for their child. Also, like Neil mentioned, scholarships. A scholarship, I've always wanted to give a scholarship since I was probably 16. That's when I can really remember. It's just like I want to be able to give back, and especially now going through school and going through post-secondary, I know how expensive it can get. So I would love to be able to be a support, a helping hand in that area, and as well as an RESP. Again, school is very expensive, and we want to also start teaching parents how to start investing at a younger age. So when they do reach 17 and ready to go into post-secondary, it's not such a huge expense. All your money has been compounding, and you're able to now have that money to use for an RESP. So that's something that I definitely am looking forward to and giving as well. So yeah, this money is definitely will be in great use.
Well, speaking about money, let's ask the first question. We've got a multi-million-dollar real estate investor with us here. Dondre, you've got to ask the first question of our man here, Alfonso. What question would you ask him if you could throw that out to him right now about real estate investing?
Well, with the talk of money, a lot of how can someone start investing without any? Because I know there's a lot of things on the internet where people can start investing with no money, joint ventures, and all that type of stuff. How does someone start if they have little to no capital?
Okay, so the question of no money is always a misunderstood concept, because money has to come from somewhere, right? The idea is it doesn't need to come from you if you don't have it. But there's three things that you can contribute: either money, credit, or time. And so, just as much as you're not, if, for example, you're in a position where you have no money, well, you need to be in a position where you can contribute either credit or time. You have to bring something to the table. So it's not like I have no money, I have no credit, I have no time, I'm not willing to do anything, and I want to get all the benefit. And so in exchange for your time, which is the most valuable asset that we have, right? So people that have money, they understand how valuable that asset is. And if you're willing to give up your time, this is how we create a perfect joint venture, using other people's money, but they're going to be using your time. And the only way that your time becomes valuable is if you have the knowledge and you have the know-how and the skill set to make something happen, because someone else is occupied doing something else, creating money for them, and they're willing to leverage. You're willing to leverage from one another. And so the key to success is to find the people that have the strengths that you don't have. Find the people in your life that have that play at the things that you have to work hard at. For example, if you have credit issues, if you're credit challenged, well, find someone that has really great credit and do a joint venture where you can leverage that person's credit, provided that you're willing to put in your time and your knowledge. If you're lacking funds, for example, down payment, closing costs, we'll find someone that can invest in you, and as a result, you are leveraging your time. So the other side, the person that is investing their money, they're also going to be leveraging your time, which is the most important part of investing. Who's going to put in the time, right? And so at the very beginning, you start with no money. As you start growing your portfolio, now you're going to be in a position where now you are going to be investing into other people's time, freeing up your time to focus on things like 5 nuggets.
Gotcha. Yes, thank you.
Nice. Okay. Do you have a follow up to that one, Dondre, or do I start taking a piece at him?
You can take a piece. You can take a piece at him, and I might follow up after.
So, okay. So the question that I would throw out to you, Alfonso, after that. So we said, all right, when we're talking about real estate investing, you mentioned either you got to have money, you, we need credit, or we need time. Those are the things that we need to kind of bring to the table to be able to invest in properties, bring properties on board. And so for someone, let's just kind of address for someone that's starting out. And so if they're figuring out, okay, I got to bring those things, but how do I do, what am I supposed to do with this stuff? Okay, I got some money. How much money am I going to need? How do I even figure out where I should be starting in this, right? I know I want to get into the game, right? Because everybody tells me you can make money when it comes to real estate investing, but where do I start?
Yeah, so this is a good question. And I get that question all the time. Someone will call my office or something and they'll say, listen, I got 10 grand or I got 5 grand. Like, where should I buy or what should I do with it?
That's right.
And so my first question is, do you have any experience? Have you had any education in real estate investing? And most of the time, people say no. And so that's exactly where you start. You need to get educated. You need to know what you're doing before you can even invest your money. If you're going to invest money and you have no education and you don't even know how to identify a deal, or you don't even know what a deal looks like, you're going to invest in all the wrong deals. You're going to spend a lot of time and money and effort and credit on all the wrong deals. And if you've ever talked to someone that does not understand real estate investing, you already can tell they're closed-minded about it. Maybe they had Uncle Billy Bob at some point invest in real estate and they lost their shirt. Back in back in 1969 or whatever, And so those people, they never took the time to get the education, right? And I mean, you have to be knowledgeable in what you're doing. So the very first part is get the education. Invest in yourself, invest in your education, invest in something that is going to give you that knowledge, because the knowledge is more important than the money.
But Alfonso, I heard you can't go wrong. I heard you can't go wrong if you buy commercial property.
Yeah, you can go wrong. You can go very wrong, right? Because there's two types of currencies, right? And the first one is the one we all understand. This is money, moolah, argent, dinero. I don't know how else to say money, but I'm sure there's many other ways. And the second currency is the intellectual currency. This is what you know. And so here is the biggest secret about investing. The more intellectual currency you have, the less actual currency you will need.
Whoa, say that again. Say that again.
I need to write that down.
The more intellectual currency that you have, the less actual currency that you will need. Right? So money is really irrelevant if you're in the know. And 96% of the people out there are part of this consumer mindset, and 96% of the people do not know. And 4% of the people are in the know, and they've been taught financial literacy. They've been taught all these things since they were very young. And to be honest, 4% of the people out there actually control 96% of the wealth. And the 96% of the people control 4% of the wealth. And it's not because, these people are being shut down or whatever. It's because they don't know what they don't know. And it's not what you know that will keep you in that 96%, is what you don't know. And so my mission in life is to make sure people are in the know as much as possible. And so, get that education, watch YouTube videos, get the books. People say, how many books should I read? As much as you can, right? As much as you can. Get all of the knowledge, and then now you can make real educated decisions about your life and your finances.
Wow. Dondre, did you get all of that down?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
So now, Alfonso, I got to ask, okay, if we're now talking about getting knowledge, that's you know, trying to put that together. I know that the number one tip that everyone then says is go read Rich Dad Poor Dad and start there. But how do you start sifting down through all of that knowledge?
Yeah, so you know, I would say find someone in your community that has the results that you're looking for, and ask the questions. What do you read? How did you make it? What did you do? Can I buy you lunch? Can I buy you dinner? Can I take you golfing? You know, one of the things about golf is that you get someone for 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours. That's like, if you have someone that has a real skill set, real knowledge, you can mitigate your risk and bypass all the mistakes by learning from someone else's mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I did when I was getting started, I looked for mentors and coaches that could get me to that next level. Myself, I'm a mentor and coach, and I help other people get to the next level. As a mentor and coach, I'm also, you know, looking for other mentors and other coaches, right? Everybody's got to get some level of coaching or mentorship at some point, because that's key. Someone has been where you've been. The average person, 96% of the people out there end up in the 96% because they're asking people around them what they think they should do, and those people can only give them advice based on their current circumstances. How can someone teach you about financial literacy if they don't know what it looks like? It's impossible. This is why the school system, even if they were to introduce financial literacy in the schools, it wouldn't work, because the person that's teaching it may or may not be financially literate. And so you need people, you need to learn from people that have been there before. This is why the wealth stays in family. This is why I believe in generational wealth, is because the only way to teach is like, okay, the one generation can teach the next generation, because they've done it. And you have to break that mold, because you know what? I'm the first one to break the mold in my family. And I'm teaching this to my kids, and then they will be in the know, because they're going to learn from someone that actually knows, and then they will teach their kids. And that's called generational wealth.
Dondre, let me bring you in here. I heard you in the background there. What were you hearing there, and what was resonating with you?
Well, again, one thing that stood out again was, you know, now they're starting to introduce financial literacy into the schools. But how am I going to take from you if you haven't really, you know, experienced that type of, you know, wealth, or have any financial background or literacy, right? I find that very important. Also, when he mentioned, you know, having the knowledge, the know-how, and being able to do it, to have generational wealth. I just related to 5 Nuggets on how I was able to start the book, because again, it's about being a product of your service. How can I tell you to be something and do this and you haven't done it? It kind of makes no sense. It's like telling someone, oh, don't smoke, but I'm right in front of you smoking. It doesn't really make any sense, right? So I definitely I appreciate the knowledge that he's dropping for me right now. I have my book out, and let me know, Alfonso. Let me know when I can take you golfing.
Well, you know what? A lot of people are. There's a concept where, and this is a concept that I grew up with in my household, because we were not wealthy, right? And everything was about scarcity. And in my household, the idea was people that are wealthy are greedy or
selfish,
or that for whatever reason they don't have time, you know. And so most people never work up the courage to ask a successful person, listen, can I buy you lunch? You know, And why do I say buy you lunch? You would think, oh, someone's a millionaire, they can afford their own lunch. Well, make it worth their time, right? Like, buy someone lunch, you know, contribute. I mean, if they're going to give you valuable information, you know, there has to be an exchange, even if it's as small as buying someone lunch or dinner, or taking them golfing, right? And so here's the next thing. If you have a mentor and they're giving you advice, do it, right? There's the kind of people that listen to advice and then they go ask someone else for their opinion, and someone else for their opinion, and then they come back for more information, but they haven't done the first thing, right? And so you don't want to be that person. You want to be that, you want to, you know, find key people and make sure they have the results that you're looking for. Ask for their mentorship. Take them out for dinner, for lunch, whatever you have to do. Work for these people for free if you have to. It's really irrelevant, because the exchange of information, the experience that you will get is invaluable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's real easy for if you're not at that level, if you're at a lower level and you're thinking, yeah, this person has a lot, why wouldn't they just take the time out? And there's a reason they got there, and it was probably by effective use of their time. And so it is definitely a nice gesture to be able to do something like that, because people are still people, right? And so we definitely
and
want to do that.
wealthy people, in my experience, want to see other people succeed, right? You know, there's a burning desire inside me that I want to see the best in people. I want to see, because I know I did it. When I was 15, I was homeless. I was panhandling on the streets, right? I was lost. And if someone would have tapped me on the shoulder and they would have said, Alfonso, one day you're going to have real estate all across Canada. You're going to be on stages. People are going to want to hear your opinions. I would have said, you're crazy. No, that's impossible, right? And so people that have made it, they also, there's something in it for them to see other people succeed. And so for me to want to help young people, it's selfish in a way that I want to see my name. I want to hear my name being spoken in conversations. And I want people to say, because of Alfonso and the thing that he said, that's why I'm here today, right? And it is. It could be like it's self-gratifying, but that's what brings me joy, helping other people. And why wouldn't I want to be happy? That's what brings fulfillment, right?
Yeah.
And so it is self-gratifying, right? It is. I'm doing it for me. I want to help for me. I want to see you, Neil, successful, because I want to say, hey, that was the guy. I want to see Dondre succeed in 5 Nuggets and his future and everything that he's doing, because I want him to say one day, hey, you know what? Alfonso, he was the guy, right? And that is how I will create legacy. And that's how I'll live way past my years here in this physical form.
Wow, that is so impactful. I mean, you know, the truth of the matter with you guys were giving me a lot of praise early on and in connecting you guys, but it was clear to me when Dondre, when I met you, I saw a man that was what Alfonso was saying. He is a man here who is on the move, is taking initiative. You get him to ask him to do something and he was already doing it. And you can see that in what 5 Nuggets is already doing and what he's already done to this point. And so tell me a little bit about why the connection with Dondre hit off for you, Alfonso.
When I see young people that take initiative, take action, have a good work ethic, and the really good family, like Dondre, I'll say this to you directly. I find you to be a really excellent young man, and you have a really powerful future ahead of you, and I know you're going to impact a lot of lives. And so why wouldn't I want to support that? If my mission is to impact lives, well, if I can help Dondre in that mission, then he's going to impact more lives. If I help you, Neil, you'll impact more lives. And so, you know, that's the right away I knew that, you know what, I want to work with Dondre and Five Nuggets, because part of the mandate that we have at the Cuadra Youth Foundation, and why we started the foundation, is to have control in funding in the things that we feel passionate about. Number one, we have a mandate to deliver personal development, financial literacy, entrepreneurship, public speaking to young people globally. But apart from that, we also want to support other organizations that are following the same path. We are changing. The world is changing, and as a result, a lot of people are going to be left behind. And so, what Dondre is doing in this 2020 initiative, if you guys, if you're just joining us, there's a link there's a GoFundMe link where we're raising funds for this 2020 school initiative. This is going to help young people build confidence, and with that confidence, they can do amazing things. These are our future leaders, right? And sometimes if you let's say someone like me, let's say I'm falling behind in school, and that gives me a lack of confidence. And as a result, now with COVID, now I'm stuck on my own, right? I can't, you know, I know they opened the schools back up, but they're also talking about another shutdown. They're also talking about, you know, maybe some parents are keeping their kids at home. So a lot of young people are being left behind. This initiative is going to create confidence in young people to start businesses. Maybe they want to be politicians. Maybe they want to be judges, lawyers, doctors. We don't know what the impact is going to be as a result of a small donation to this 2020 initiative.
Right, absolutely. Okay, so you talked about a lot of different things there. Speaking of the world right now, I want to talk a little bit to your expertise here. What's going on in the real estate market in Canada? Like,
it's called lunacy, loony bin.
Wait, what's your real estate investor hat outlook on?
Yeah, okay, that's a fair question. So from a real estate perspective, by the way, I've been talking a lot about what I think will happen in the market. Again, everything we talk about, and you hear analysts, and I've been, I was really strong in March, and I had multiple different videos on what I think is going to happen in the marketplace. It's all speculation, right? Because we've never been here before. We don't say, oh, let's see what happened the last pandemic. Well, the last pandemic was 100 years ago, and guess what? It was a completely different world. So you can't even use that as a template. And so what has happened, and if the people watching this right now, I will invite everyone watching to subscribe to my channel. Just go on YouTube, search me up, Alfonso Cuadra, subscribe, hit the bell, get notified every time I do a new video. But I've been doing videos since March, and you know, the very first thing I said in March, okay, we're going through this mini recession, but the second they start opening up the market, the economy, there'll be a mini surge. Exactly the same way, if there's a blackout right now, and then the power goes back on all of a sudden, there's going to be a surge. It's going to be like boom, and it's going to, like, sometimes it backfires, and your refrigerator, you know, the motor explodes or what have you. And so here's the problem. People went into deferrals, 6 months, right? Those deferrals are causing issues in the marketplace, and so those deferrals are gonna be up. very soon.
They're coming up now this month, 6 months.
So if you were in a situation where you were going to sell, where you're going to say, well, I'm going to wait until my deferral is done, right? And so the mixture of people are moving, there's behavior change, right? So people are looking for bigger spaces, along with the lack of inventory on the market, along with some speculators talk about the idea of hyperinflation, where, you know, if you're in hyperinflation, you want to be against a hard asset, right? And so the mixture of all this is creating a surge in the market where I believe after Christmas, the housing market will drop, okay? Now, I believe that this is going to happen, is going to impact the major markets first, because the behavior right now is people moving to secondary markets. And I don't think secondary markets like the Prescotts, the Windsors of the world, the Woodstocks of the world, you know, the Brockvilles of the world, I don't think they will be impacted as much.
Right.
They will feel it, but they won't be impacted as the major markets. And as a result, you will see an impact on the housing market. But that's very different than what we do as investors, because we don't invest in the housing market. We're really interested in the multi-residential market. We're looking to invest in apartment buildings where people will always have to live somewhere, no matter where you are. And this is a little bit about, you know, when we talk about building a business that's Armageddon proof, right? Because nothing has changed in my life. People ask me all the time, aren't you worried about all the real estate that you own? Or aren't you worried about it's going to like drop in value? No, because I'm not selling. I'm not selling. What does that mean? It means the only time you lose in real estate is when you sell, right? And so there is wealth to be created. If you look at all the wealthiest people in the world, they have real estate, but they have the right real estate. They're not going after the housing market. They're not going after the single family house. They're going after multiple units.
Okay, we got a couple more minutes here. We got 4 more minutes. To do that, what I want us to do is to wrap it up by talking about what's coming up on the 26th of September.
Oh, we forgot all about this. This is the ultimate teen entrepreneur virtual. I want everybody to send their young people. Are we gonna have the link in the comments? You can find it if you go to Eventbrite. You can go Ultimate Teen Entrepreneur virtual. You'll see it's free.
Let's say it again. Ultimate Teen Entrepreneur
virtual event.
Virtual event on Eventbrite.
Yes, September, Saturday, the 26th, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. I will be, talking about entrepreneurship, business, financial literacy. Dondre is going to talk about the power of the 5 nuggets. Yeah. And you, Neil, are coming on, and you're talking about leadership. And I think our young people really, really do need leadership right now. It's free. Anybody can join.
Wait! I thought this was the teen event. You're telling me anyone can?
Well, you know what? Some adults need some financial literacy too, Neil.
Okay, got it.
And I think it's really important that the parents join the younger people, because they'll have questions, and then you can learn together. It's okay to admit to your kids that maybe you didn't learn this in school, and that's why this is important to learn right now.
Yeah, got it. Okay. So again, on September 26th at 10 a.m., if you go to Eventbrite and you go to the Ultimate Teen
Entrepreneur
Virtual, they will find that, and they'll be able to register.
It's
as well as you're going to find it on Alfonso's. If you go to Alfonso's, follow him on social media, or if you're looking at Leadership to Wealth, you're going to find it on there as well.
Or you can email. Anybody can email to get a link. They can send me an email directly, info@alfonsocuadra.com, info@alfonsocuadra.com. Send me an email, say, listen, I'm interested. They can go directly to the Cuadra Youth Foundation, quadrayouthfoundation.com. They can, I really encourage everyone to follow us on Instagram, the Quadra Youth Foundation, Quadra Youth Foundation on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. I think we have a LinkedIn. I'm not sure, but just support this foundation, because we are doing a lot of great things and we are supporting a lot of great initiatives, just like the one from Five Nuggets.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Dondre, you're going to be speaking at that event.
Yes.
Without giving away what you're going to be talking about, any of your thoughts on the event on the 26th?
I'm excited for the event because, again, just even listening to Alfonso talk now, it's inspiring. All right, he has years of knowledge, and as someone who's continuously growing, I would love to. I want to make sure I'm there to not only speak but to soak up as much knowledge as possible, so I'm then able to leave a legacy from my son and learn how to be an entrepreneur. So I'm excited for that as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, okay, ladies and gentlemen, you want to be, you want to get on there now. Remember what this is all about. Leadership Nation. Remember what this is about. This is about donating to supporting Five Nuggets. We are going to blow this one out of the water. We're raising $10,000 now. Dondre, we didn't talk about that. Time is up. You got to tell us what's that going to go towards, the $10,000 that we're raising.
So $10,000 will be going to, again, supporting organizations who identify underprivileged children. So there's two organizations so far that I've been partnering with. So the Rexdale Youth Mentorship, and then the Durham Black Student Network, as well as we're providing hours. So we have money allocated for hours for underprivileged parents who do come to the organization saying, hey, we want to provide tutoring for our children, but unfortunately we don't have the means. So that's be a portion of the funds. Also, we're going to be providing a scholarship. Again, like I mentioned earlier, school is not cheap, and we want to do our part to make sure that we're able to help in any way, shape, or form. I also want to, again, talk about RESPs. We have partnered with one of Canada's largest RESP company in Canada. Is called Knowledge First, where we are going to be speaking with one of the representatives, and they'll be able to assist us really teaching parents how to invest in their children's education from young, starting from young. So when it comes down to, again, 17 years old, ready to go to post-secondary, you're not forking out, a lump sum. You've prepared, for this. So again, we're going to be donating some money towards that as well, to two or one family as well, depending.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, well, listen, we're looking forward to it. You can go to that GoFundMe page, start donating now. Don't wait for somebody else. Don't look to your right or to your left and wonder who's going to do that. Guys, we need you to come in and start helping support Five Nuggets, start helping to provide these tutors, scholastic tutors for these underprivileged kids and that are right around us. And we have that opportunity to help. And from myself, Neil D'Souza here at Leadership Nation, obviously you can make sure you hit subscribe, hit the bell, but also for my friends, multi-million-dollar investor, real estate investor, Alfonso Cuadra, last comment?
Well, you know what? I had a great time here. And you know what? Anything that we could do to support your mission and support Dondre's mission, I'm on board.
And Dondre Homer, thank you so much for all that you've done and what you stand for and what you speak towards for the future generations. Thank you so much. Guys, on behalf of Leadership to Wealth, Leadership Nation, we're out of here. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
See you on the top.
See you at the top. Thank you for watching. We want to know, what do you want to see on the next video? Comment down below, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified the next time we're doing a video, like, dislike, we don't care!